Fighting insecurity, soldiers arrest violent extremists and informants in Kogi State and the FCT. Senate deliberates on private audit bill seeking to establish audit tribunal. Nigeria's First Lady, Nta Tinubu, gives assurance that federal government is working to transform Nigeria. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 3 and Nta News24. We are live in Abuja. I am Olajide Bello. The troops of the Nigerian Armed Forces have arrested violent extremists and informants in Lokoja, Okene, Gwagwalada and Abaji in Kogi State and the Federal Capital Territory. Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, announced this at a news conference in Abuja. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports.
There are more than 6 ongoing armed forces operations across the country. This bi-weekly media briefing provides update on these operations. Critical is the elimination of Mehijab, a terrorist warlord in Taraba State, and other kingpins in the region.
Another notorious terrorist leader was eliminated on the battlefield during the week. He was known as Mehijabi. He and his combatants terrorized communities in Taraba State, and we have now made him history. The same fate awaits several other terrorist leaders and their commanders. The troops also arrested violent extremists as well as informants in Lokoja and Okene local government areas of Kogi, as well as Gwagwalada and Abaji area council of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja.
Similarly, the recently unified command structure, Operation Fansanyama, in the northwest is yielding results, leading to the destruction of criminal camps and cells.
With Operation Fansanyama, which is just at the teaching stage, we are already seeing the results, and part of the results that we are seeing is that the terrorists are indicating that they want to surrender.
Details of operations within the last 7 days reveals that troops eliminated 165 terrorists, rescued 188 kidnapped victims, and recovered several arms. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, Nta News.
The Senate is currently deliberating on a private audit bill that seeks to establish an audit tribunal. Ejirogene Francis Weaver explained that the proposed tribunal will focus on addressing breaches of legislative compliance and related concerns. Weaver made the statement during a discussion in the legislature at 64 in Good Morning Nigeria alongside other guests. Kemina Williams monitored the program and now reports.
As Nigeria celebrates its 64th independence anniversary, guests on the program reiterated the importance of the legislature to democracy, noting that a legislature that is alive to its roles and responsibilities is a symbol of hope, a shield and a voice for the people. Political scientists called out the 10th Assembly to help address challenges of executive dominance, public trust deficits, over-bloated allowances, among others. In response, lawmakers on the program noted that the major challenge lies in an inherited negative public perception of the legislature.
When the oversight function is being performed by the National Assembly itself, and they push those recommendations, sometimes the executive does not respond positively to execute this project. And I'm happy that the audit tribunal is going to be in place soon. It is for the benefit of all of us Nigerians. And when it comes to the public misunderstand legislative projects because the misinformation is that the money is given to the honorable member and he now comes and he puts it there. No.
Is that the National Assembly shall make laws for the peace, the order, the good government. And I believe that these are all part of the ethos, Such laws, as prescribed in the exclusive legislative list and so on. So the question to us is, have we lived up to expectation within the parameters of these stipulations?
Guests noted that although the 10th National Assembly has made efforts at reinventing itself, there are, however, gaps that need to be addressed, especially in the area of oversight functions.
It's not about lawmaking because their work is cut out. Lawmaking and then oversight. But for me, lawmaking is not even the problem. The most critical thing that we need is the oversight.
And some petty, selfish power tussle between both arms, who is superior. And then when two elephants fight, the grass suffers.
The guests described the legislature as a crown of democracy and advised the National Assembly to focus on bringing developments to the nation rather than playing to the gallery. In Abuja, Ekemini Williams, Nta News.
The President Bola Tinubu administration is committed to providing sustainable development for Nigerians and will do all it takes to ensure that they are not disappointed. Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, gave this assurance at the Arole Oodua Palace of the Ooni of Ife, Oba Enitan Adeyeye Ogunwusi. She said the President was aware of the current challenges facing the country and working hard to provide sustainable solutions. She reiterated her call on youth to position themselves for national rebirth by retaining their faith in the administration and embracing honest hard work. While offering real blessings, the Ooni of Ife, Oba Ogunwusi, described the First Lady as a caring mother of the nation and appealed to all Nigerians to support the current administration. The First Lady is in Ile-Ife to inaugurate two key infrastructural projects, a 2.7-kilometer road named after her, and Ojaja Male, the male and female students' hostel and pavilion, all executed by the traditional ruler in her alma mater. In the face of an increasing unemployment rate, the Department of Technology and Science Education, Federal Ministry of Education, is changing the narrative with the training of over 200 girls in vocations believed to be male-dominated. Young girls from across the country are in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital, to receive training on painting with a view to becoming self-reliant in the nearest future. Umar Basiedit has a report.
These are girls drawn from federal science and technical colleges across the country, and today they take a bold step to delve into painting, a vocation which is most times seen as reserved for the men.
It helped me a lot because my dad can help me to the house. I asked him not to collect a paper, not to employ anybody that can help him.
It helped me in my future because at least now there is no job opportunities in Nigeria. After learning this painting now, when I grow up, I can use it and be earning a living for myself, or even when I even have a job, I can use it and be making more money at home. But like this is a new chapter, like as in things I've never known before, I'm just starting to know them, and it's like fascinating, and I really love it. So,
amongst other students of Federal Science and Technical College in Nigeria, we are happy. They're teaching us new things. We are learning like practical, as you can see. Yeah.
With the theme Painting into the Future, the Federal Ministry of Education, with the support of African Development Bank, brought together these students to chart a new course for their future.
So once we certify that you are good on that level, you are efficient on that level, we give you certificate, which is called National Skill Certificate, NSQ Certificate.
We want to empower our girls. Not just noise, not just talking. We want something that can be practically showcased.
Interior surface. If it's inside, we call it interior surface. They need to prepare the surface where you are going to paint, and that is what we are doing. You can see that here, there is a paint there already. It needs to be scraped, smoothed, prepared before you apply any other thing. So what they are doing now is surface preparation.
At the end of the 2 weeks training, the girls are not only expected to garner knowledge, but would also be certificated by NAPTEP. In Uyo, Umar Basiedit, Nta News.
The National Human Rights Commission has presented its 9th edition of the Human Rights Violations Dashboard for the month of September. Omenka Marachuku reports that the dashboard highlights the Commission's commitment to transparency and accountability, showing the complainants and violations recorded during the month of September 2024. A total of 305,300 complainants was recorded for the month of September.
We must approach our work with compassion and resource, ensuring that we are not only identifying issues, but also actively seeking solutions for every individual in Nigeria to enjoy the full spectrum of their human rights, freedom from fear and oppression.
The human rights violation data continues to rise. We wish this is one data that we wouldn't want to grow, but unfortunately it keeps growing. However, we have also recorded some downside, especially as regards the killing of law enforcement for the month of September 2024.
The report also shows that the violations against non-state actors was at the top of the chart. The global call on gender equality can be best achieved through a strengthened collaboration that supports investment on nurturing women for leadership with practical steps and right skills. This was the agenda as the Nasarawa State University CAFE graduated the first cohort of women from the class of 2023 with diploma certificates in women development and educational program supported by African Women Conference Leadership Development Center. Nta reports.
Developing academic advancements to drive gender equality and women's full economic participation in Africa was a vision conceived at the 2022 Africa Women's Conference in Gambia. Part of the commitments is the approval of diploma certificate courses.
By next year, we're going to have a significant number of students that are conscious of what is happening in the society. I want to congratulate our graduates. Going forward from now, we expect that you will project this program, you project the African Women Conference.
The co-convener, African Women Conference, Dr. Jumei Amaju, and supporters of the cause believe the program is to leverage on the graduating students' mastery of leadership skills.
Looking forward to see more partners coming on board, both government, individuals, and donor agencies to come. The aim is to have an all-inclusive platform that people can come and learn skills.
So this program is actually one beautiful one that will help them harness their leadership skills.
For me, it's a full 360 walking the talk experience.
The question is, what is the cause? Anything that pushes humanity forward, and whether we like it or not, in the spirit of inclusivity or inclusiveness, the place of the woman should never be undermined.
For me, it's a whole new horizon, and I'm so looking forward to deploying all the skills I've learned.
Each course comes with its own challenging experience, but it was a bittersweet experience all along.
The Certificate in Women Leadership Development course is an online part-time program. In Abuja, Olusheye Adeagbo, Nta News.
This is the News Desk at 3 on Nta News24. We'll be back with more reports in a moment.
Not them sure we are capable, reliable for your jobs. Printing your banners and books, as if even your cousin they do. If I tell you the price, if you go snooze, you go lose. Security printing, corporate gift items, outdoor advertising, including your billboard. I say direct printing textiles, we they do them nationwide. For better printing, you call our best globally. So we they do as you talk, we they do as we talk. Quality designs, your brand, our ego. You feel in us, you feel colors, we go respond. Anytime when you call, anytime, any day, anytime, anytime. Say, our best step, now them sure. I say, our best step, global links. Now then we know your for your large format printing, anything printing, yeah. Our best step, global links. touch of creativity.
Thanks for being there. A conference to prevent and decriminalize suicide is ongoing at the Federal Capital Territory. We will now join Daniel Aderi at the venue, who will now tell us what is happening there. Good afternoon, Daniel. What are the issues raised and what is the way forward?
Hi, Jude. Thank you. Well, we're here at the conference to, decriminalize suicide attempts in Nigeria. Nigeria is probably one of the few countries in the world that still, to a certain extent, criminalizes attempted suicide, which in most often cases we see you spend at least almost close to 1 year as jail term. But this particular conference is a convergence of all the major stakeholders, particularly in the health sector. The minister was represented here by the Director of Public Health, talking about Dr. Chukwuma Anyaike. We had professors of mental health from all across, including Canada. We even had, some experts who were brought in specifically for the purpose of discussing the issues surrounding mental health vis-a-vis, suicide and the ravaging effect it has on a society. Now, to put things in context, just in Nigeria alone, 6.7% of 100,000 are reported to, be suicide. That's people who have committed suicide, which is roughly about 15,000. So every year in Nigeria, you have between 15 to 20,000 people reported to have taken their lives. And of that age bracket, 15 to 29 or 30 years old of that bracket are recorded as the age bracket of people who take their number, which means a lot of young people right now are losing lives. Pressure. I'm here with a young man who, by the way, is a VR expert who has taken the bull by the horn in his own way, using artificial intelligence as a way of treating, or should I say, managing the adverse effects of mental health. Thank you very much. Now, you are a VR expert. Can you just put us through what this is all about?
Hi, thank you. My name is Adede.
All right, we do apologize for the poor signal we're receiving from Daniel, and many thanks, Daniel, as well, for the little you could give us. I'm sure maybe if we can reestablish contact, we'll definitely come back to you. Now, moving on with the staggering statistics of Nigerian population coming down with mental health disorders. Experts have charged governments and key stakeholders to act in prioritizing issues of mental health care in the country. Serafina Okon Mekwe reports the practitioners say that 1 in every 4 Nigerians is said to have suffered mental health disorders in their lifetime.
Community, family and workplace. Mental health experts advise they must be mentally fit, as there is no life without sound mental health.
There is never a better time to speak or to prioritize mental health than now.
Because it influences how we go about life. It basically defines our existence.
And for everybody who is a working class, we know how the economy has been. It has affected a lot of working class people. So again, this is a reminder that even in the workplace, as adults, in the work that we do, that it's important to prioritize our mental health. And again, this is a reminder to say, what are you doing in your organization? What are the policies there that are focused on taking care of the well-being of your staff? Mental health challenges can happen to anybody. We are all susceptible to it.
For operationalization and implementation of reforms in the health sector, key players call for increased budgetary allocation in investing and research for mental health care, prevention and management. Mental health care, though meant to be integrated into the National Health Scheme as mandated, still excludes treatment of people living with mental health conditions.
The National Health Insurance is
mandated to care for every citizen in the country. One of the major challenges they had was in imputing mental health conditions into the care. And the last review, depression, anxiety disorder had been incorporated, even though we noticed that the medications for those who have the illnesses are not often covered. But a recent review actually seems to have covered most of these, and that is meant to eliminate out-of-pocket expenses.
As Nigeria joins the global community to commemorate World Mental Health Day, on the average, every worker puts in about 8 to 12 hours at their workplaces. Thus, the theme, Mental Health at Workplace, simply advocates a conducive working environment, supporting persons mentally down as demanded by the National Mental Health Act. Serafina Okun Omekwe, Nta News.
Prominent Nigerian political analyst Nta News24 has unveiled two compelling new books that delve into the intricate landscape of political events in Nigeria. The event attracted a diverse audience, including policymakers, scholars, and citizens eager to engage with the present issues outlined in Olusole's thought-provoking narratives. Ekene Ndulwe reports.
Tunde Olusule unveiled his latest literary contributions, Orishirishi and Toasts, Tributes and Wreath, to an audience eager for refined discourse. Orishirishi, a term that translates to various or diverse, captures the multiplicity of narratives that define Nigeria's political journey, while the second book, Toasts, Tributes and Wreath, honors the voices of those who have shaped Nigeria's political evolution.
And from school, of course, I mean, we were reading these things, and as we grew up, we saw these things in society as well. So it was necessary for us to speak up, about such development. You cannot be in a country like ours and be a committed writer if you cannot speak to the situations.
The book review spiraled into a spirited discussion where attendees shared their reflections on Olusole's insights and their hopes for Nigeria's political future.
The two books actually capture Tunde as an excellent scholar.
We bounce ideas off each other. We talk about the state of the nation, and I'm very glad that he has put some of these things down in the book about Orishirishi.
So our development projectile will be rather assured when you see more people contributing to knowledge through writing, through exposure from their experience, and the kind of leadership we have now and what we'll rather see in the future.
As the evening unfolded, it became apparent that the publications are more than just books. They are vital contributions to the ongoing dialogue about Nigeria's identity and destiny. In Abuja, Ekene Ndulwe, Nta News.
A total of 1,000 women and youth are currently being trained and supported as part of an initiative to revive homegrown gardens in Kogi State. The pilot program, organized by the State Ministry of Agriculture, will be implemented across all 21 local government areas of the state. Jonathan Omajari reports on the program's launch in Lokoja.
Over the years, homegrown gardens have provided women with easy access to fresh vegetables and other crops without the need to visit the market. Beyond the nutritional benefits of these mostly organic foods, women also utilize land that would have otherwise remained unused. In Kogi State, women and youth farmers are reviving this long-standing agricultural practice through a government-supported program. The initiative is backed by the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Health, with additional support from the World Bank's Accelerating Nutritional Results in Nigeria, ARIN project.
So it's expected that in all our homes, all our mothers, our wives should develop a habit of keeping a garden.
As part of the pilot project, 1,000 farmers are receiving training, farming tools and seedlings.
And for the benefit of your immediate home and the whole community. Thank you.
we have different facilitators to give them skills and knowledge on how to carry out the activities, starting from soil preparation to cultivation to harvesting period and to even the market level.
And nutritionally, you can ascertain the contents of these crops better than the one you even buy in the market.
All the things that they give us today, by the grace of God, when I go back home again, I will still go and plant it.
Very good one, and it's coming at the right time to the women of Kogi State and the youth. And secondly, I want to commend the governor of Kogi State. He has done a very good job. He started very well as far as agric is concerned.
The effort is a key component of the state government's food security agenda. In Lokoja, Jonathan Omajali, NTA News.
And up next is Sports Update.
All 23 invited Super Eagles players for Friday's 2025 AFCON qualifying tie against Libya are now in their Uyo camp, preparatory to the crucial encounter at their pole position in Group D, which also houses Benin Republic and Rwanda. Meanwhile, Nigeria's interim coach, Augustine Iguavoin, is confident in his squad's ability to secure victory, even without star striker Victor Osimhen.
The Nigerian national team belongs to every Nigerian in the world who can play football, and then we cannot shut the door on anybody. We're trying to look for the best. And I think the boys, they understand that.
Iguavoin has backed other forwards like Victor Boniface and Taiwo Awoniyi to step up in Osimhen's absence.
And that concludes the News Desk on 3 and Nta News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Olajide Bello.